Hey, it's been a while. A very long while since I've been doing this. And it's been a very long while since I talk about wrestling nowadays. A lot has happened since I haven't been talking about. And we gotta talk about one of those things that happened seven on that we're gonna talk about right now. And that's the topic of the leukemia or John Wally, aka Roman Reigns. If you haven't heard of now, Roman Reigns coming back to Rome tomorrow night in Atlanta. And if you haven't heard why he's coming back, then if you heard in 2018, Roman Reigns suffered a leukemia that he had been battling for 11 years, and he put a remission, but now it's back on him now. And he stripped on the Universal Championship. He had his best friend from the Shield, Seth Rollins, and the Ambrose on the way, and he has been body treatment, and ever since that thing, I heard he's been fucking Nickelodeon shows. He has been in Fast and Furious movies. Now this he's coming back to Rome. I'm gonna say something. When he announced it, I was complete disbelief when he heard. And actually took out of the rest of the show even until the Ambrose Stone here, which off topic, I think the Ambrose Hilton was well done in the execution, for the follow up and so terrible they had to turn it back to the face. So yeah, that went not so well. But yeah, I was like I said, I was huge shocked when it happened. I almost wanted to cry. I will not lie. I almost wanted to cry watching that segment because because here's the thing about Roman Reigns. I have no loss for Reigns, but even all of that, I never, even in his 2018 run, like his main event run, I never. There was one that I like truly hate him, was like Royal Rumble 2015. The whole 2015 was like one of the only times I truly hate him when he was a main eventer. Ever since then, I couldn't. Some of the hate off of him. Well, I if you look for all that, looking back, I still think he is a really good talent, and I think for him to suffer that after he has been proved to so much. I mean, he lost twice to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania and Greatest Royal Rumble, and then he finally wins the Universal Championship after we all predicted when he was gonna do it, and now that happens. Yeah, that was tough to watch. It was still it was still very. That was still hard to sit that salmon because speak about leukemia. That cancer has probably killed many people every year. I have no doubt in my mind about that. I have I have one family member that has to be in like has sort type of cancer, and it's, it's been really, really rough. So yeah, I had no. So now saying he's now going to return over to updates of his leukemia, what will Roman will say? Now I know what you think. I know what you think. Oh, there's been a work. Oh, of course, this is a work to get Roman Reigns over, and all that, blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. I've been critical myself even about things of using things to get Roman Reigns over, but when you look in it, when you look at this, do you even think that WWE will have Roman get beat by Brock twice when he was promised the Universal Championship? Waited months to even not put the title away until SummerSlam when they finally put the title reigns, only for 2 months later get taken off. Take him off of TV at a time where they were having their worst ratings ever? Do you think they would have done all of that? All of that was just mentioned. And not only that, working people who have been in tears like myself, even Rollins and Ambrose, they even knew about it until he said it, and Reigns only told them that they should come out with him after he relinquished the championship. He worked those people. Do you think they will work all that just for one fucking match at WrestleMania this year? Are you guys serious? If they, first of all, if they knew months in ahead that Reigns was gonna have a cancer, he would have been your Wrestle Champion right after WrestleMania. And then he did that? No! So shut the fuck up! Like, seriously. Do you think they would have done all that for this cancer, this deadly cancer, that, by the way, he has been fighting twice now? He won fire once, he put on remission, now he's fighting again. Do you think they would have done all that just for him not being on TV when their ratings have been, when WWE's Raw TV ratings have been as the most lowest as they have ever been? Seriously, people, rethink yourself, man. And I don't think he's even gonna come back to the ring that soon. I mean, I've been watching some of the photos. Yeah, it's been looking great. He will probably come back, but not this soon at WrestleMania. If anything, if he's gonna come back at WrestleMania, he will probably be in Seth Rollins' corner against Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship, or it's gonna be in the referee in the Universal Championship match. And that is it. That's the only way I see Roman Reigns being at WrestleMania. It's one of those damn matches. And my expectation was going to be doing a Raw, provide the update. Probably those two things I mentioned. Also, maybe, and I'm sure it's going to be positive update. Positive update. That Roman's gonna come back and he's gonna give some good news that he probably put in remission again and that he's been doing well with his treatments. Those things like that I expect, but not for some fucking every return. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you even think WWE Vince McMahon will even take the risk by doing that? Do you really think they're gonna do all that? So yeah, that's my thoughts. I think romance is gonna provide some good news tomorrow, role. And you will may see a reveal that role for tomorrow. So yeah. So for just I also like to subscribe. What you tell me what you think Roman Reigns is gonna say on tomorrow night in the comment section below. I'm Jason Marinas. It's been a long time since I said. And I approve this mission.